Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like a dapper dawn. Giving them all dressed like $1,000,000. Diamond things in its cups. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh, yeah. Listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Steve Harvey. Oh, listen, Steve Harvey. Why don't you join in? Yeah. Steve Harvey. Get on, y'all. Better give me some eggs while I listen to Steve Harvey. Yeah, join in with me. Come with me, help me say. You gotta turn it on, yeah. Turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. I know y'all can hear me on. Turn it up. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Yeah. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Turn them up. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only. Steve Harvey. Got a radio show. Okay, I got something for you today. This is something that I've really been focusing on for the past couple of months, to be honest with you. And I want to share it with you today because I want to encourage you, because there's something that's available to you that I've rarely spoke on before, and it's something that I've been really discovering for the past couple of months, and I can't even tell you the differences made in my life. I'm going to have a conversation this morning about my understanding of grace. You know, when I was little, I used to hear my mother sing a song all the time. All I need is a little more grace, a little more grace. All I want is a little more grace, a little more grace. And I sang it with her, of course, walking around the house and stuff. And we had devotion service. I would sing it with the church people, but I didn't really pay it no attention. I really didn't. Now that I've gotten older and I've come into a better understanding of a lot of things I didn't know about when I was younger, this is just my interpretation of grace. Now, once again, y'all, listen to me. I ain't nobody's pastor. I ain't nobody's minister. So, I'm pretty sure you can go to church and get a far more extensive definition of one I'm giving you. I'm just talking to people. Grace is this thing that God provides for us. And grace is just things that you get that's really undeserving. I look at my life as it is today. Look, I work hard and I have faith in God. That I do. So things are going to happen in my life. But the way my life is now, I don't deserve all of this. I don't look at it that way. I have been the beneficiary of God's grace. I have aligned myself in a position to accept whatever grace God has for me. And it will be far abundant and exceedingly in anything you could think of. His grace supersedes anything you could possibly imagine. The goals that I set and the aspirations that I shoot for and the things that I have on my dream board, I have the faith that God will give it to me. But what he does with grace, he gives you far more than that. He gives you what he has for you, not what you can see. You can't see all he has for you. It's impossible. Who are you? How can you possibly imagine what he can imagine? How can you possibly think how he can think? How can you possibly do what he can do? How can it be? There isn't a single mind living or a collection of minds that could have thought of earth. What in your wildest imagination could have made you think of earth, the stars, the heavens, the oceans, the galaxy, the constellations? What in your mind? What in any man's mind? We can point at it and analyze it, but we sure couldn't have thought of it. So come on now. I'm talking about lining yourself up with God's grace, which he will give to you if you want some of it now. But now here's the thing about grace. It can't be bought. If it could be bought, I'm telling you, I would pour all the money I have and dump it into grace. Because after discovering what it is, it's this goodness that God shines on you simply as a reward of some type for his love for you and for you attempting to do right. Not because you get it right, because if he judged us purely on how we are, the right and wrong of it, we would all be doomed. All of us. Every last one of us would be doomed. Because we all fall short. We all make mistakes. We all sin. We all get it wrong from time to time. Nobody's perfect, man. Now I understand what my mother was singing about cleaning the house. All I want is a little more grace. All I need is a little more grace. When the last time you asked God for some grace? Now, I'm not talking to you like I know everything, because I'm telling you, I just got hip to this a couple months ago. I just really started focusing on this a couple months ago. And I'm bringing it to you because I know it'll help you. If you just benefit from his grace, which you already have, but if you're not aware of it, you don't know what's going on. Become aware of grace. Get aware of the fact that God does things for you simply because he loves you. He does things for you that you don't even deserve. Somehow you just wonder how you just got over. When you didn't even do the things to get over. Sometimes you don't even know how you got that job you got. When you ain't even really do the things to get your job. How you end up where you are. All this education you thought you went and got and had. How you end up where you are today. In a much better position than your education could have ever gotten you. That's grace. How I get every place I am today. I didn't plan this, man. If I could have planned my life the way it is, don't you know I'd have done it when I was living in that car? If I knew how to do it. No, I benefited from his grace. I'm just a beneficiary of his grace, of his goodness and his mercy. God's goodness is better than your goodness. God's goodness is better than your mother's goodness. It's better than your wife's or your husband or your boo's goodness. God's goodness is different. His goodness, man, covers some stuff you can't even imagine. So while you're trying to put your life together, when the last time you asked him for just a little bit of grace? When have you thought of your life in terms of the grace that it has already benefited from? Have you ever done that? Man, just thought about, you hear songs like My Soul Look Back and Wonder How I Got Over. That was grace. That's all I can call it. Now, like I said, you can go to church or somewhere if you want to, and ministers that went to school to teach this thing way better than me. I'm just giving you from a layman's standpoint, man. Have you thought about his grace? Would you not be well to be a beneficiary of his grace? Would it not? Now, check this out. The better you try to do, the more grace he'll give to you. And that grace can't be bought. Like I said, it's free. You can't purchase grace. But the better you try to become, the more grace he gets to put your way. So, man, just try. Why don't you just try to do better? Look, man, quit talking about, I'm going to start next week. I'm going to start at the new year. No, you're not. You do that every year. At the new year, I'm going to eat better. At the new year, I'm going to go on get in here. In the new year, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it now, man. You're going to do it now. Stop trying. Do it. Stop talking about it. Do it now. The best way to benefit from his grace is start in action now. N-O-W. Now. Right now. Today. What you waiting on? All you doing is delaying his opportunity to bless you. You know, man, do you know how many times we do that? We delay his opportunity to bless us by not starting now. If you're going to get healthy, why don't you start now? Now, you're going to trip a little bit because the holiday's coming, but you ain't got to eat bad all the time. You could start eating correct today. You could. You could. And then guess what? There could be some grace on the end of that. I'm just giving you a little cheap analogy. But do you feel what I'm saying to you? Start thinking in terms of grace. What he has done for you and provided for you that you ain't even see coming. That, you know, you keep calling them blessings, and I got that. A lot of it, and that's all it is. But, man, have you thought about the stuff that didn't happen to you you can't account for? For me, that's been grace, and I'm a beneficiary of it, and that's available to everybody that wants some. So next time you're talking to him, just check in with grace. See what that is. That's better than money.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, animals, and all insects, this is about to go down. If you're an ant, I need your attention. Fowl, need your undivided attention. Zoo detainees, need your attention. Everybody that can hear need to be listening to this here morning show now. Information is popping. Good morning, Shirley.
Good morning, Steve.
That'll cover everybody. Tired of some people talking about, I ain't hear your show this morning. Well, I asked everybody to listen. Carla Farrell.
Good morning. What's up, crew?
Hey, I ain't heard from Junior.
Morning up.
Mm-hmm. What up, Jay Anthony?
You was thinking of a name to call me? Really?
Yeah, I was, but I forgot we was on the air.
Yeah.
I had one.
You were thinking of an off-radio name to call me.
Dog,
but...
let me tell you something, Jay. And I caught myself. I said, we can't do our normal greeting because we on the radio. So, hi, Jay.
What up, Mr. Harvey?
What's y'all's normal greeting?
Oh, it's a little different.
Oh, we can't do that.
What up, fool?
Big doggy dog. What it do, baby? It's Monty, baby. It's Monty.
Yeah, it is.
I want to thank Amazon because I ordered the National Geographic Visual Atlas of the World book, coffee table book for my house, because I saw one at this place and I thought it was the most incredible map booklet of the world that I had saw, and so I ordered it and it came, and it's the first time I've ever ordered anything off Amazon.
Oh, I love Amazon.
And I'm excited because they were talking to me at the job, you know, on one of the commercial breaks at the talk show, and they said, so Steve, how do you love Amazon? I'm a Prime member or something like that.
Yeah,
Prime. Amazon Prime.
And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And they said, Amazon Prime, when you order. I said, order what? They said, anything. I said, I've never ordered anything off Amazon. And boy,
Anything, Steve.
what
Anything.
did I say that for?
Yeah.
I
shut the
said
room
that,
down, didn't you?
and them people looked at me like, what?
You shut the room
never,
down.
because I've never ordered anything off Amazon before.
It's the best.
You gotta live a
Yeah,
little,
man.
Steve. Live a
Steve,
little.
it's
I just
they
did
can
it, and
have
the
for
two
you in
books
the
came.
the same day.
Bruh, I didn't know that. I could have ordered and they'd have brought it to the house like 3 hours, 4 hours later.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
again.
I said,
You need to
who
order
is
it now,
these
you know.
people?
These people.
I ordered something last evening and got it this morning when
Unbelievable.
I opened my door. I was so excited.
Yes,
Mhm.
love Amazon. And that's why Jeff Bezos is a billionaire.
The richest man in the world.
Dollars.
It's killing them all.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime
Oh,
is
yeah.
killing them all.
Yeah.
You've never seen your Amazon driver. They drop off and be gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they ring the
They
doorbell
don't hang
and
around.
run.
They got all that chit chat. Box
Have it.
go. That's
They don't
what
have
do.
time. They got to get to the next delivery. All right, Steve. Coming up at 32 after the hour, listen to this. Your morning inspiration, as we all know, has touched many, many people. Well, we have an email this morning from a listener titled, My Morning Man Saved My Life. Get ready for this, Steve. We'll read it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Okay, Steve, your morning inspiration has touched so many people. We received this email. It's titled, My Morning Man Saved My Life. Check this out, Steve. Good morning. I'm so grateful to be writing this to you. I woke up one morning in a month after my father passed, 2 weeks after my wife and children left me, and 3 weeks after I was told...
Wait a minute. Say that again, Sean.
Okay, good morning. I'm so grateful to be writing this to you. I woke up one morning in a month after my father passed, 2 weeks after my children and wife left me, and 3 weeks after I was told that I have cancer in my left lung. This is the hardest thing to speak of. Well, at 6:30 a.m. that Wednesday morning, I wanted to end my life. I turned on the radio to hear B. Thompson, but I got Steve Harvey speaking of God. You said, if you find yourself at the end of your rope, let go. I promise you that my God will catch you. That was 5 years ago. I've been blessed ever since. I'm cancer-free and so much more. Thank you. I must say, I am a combat Marine who lost his way till that day. I still tear up when I think about it. Thank you for helping me believe again.
Marine boy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm tearing up right now.
Yeah.
That's real
that's
talk
very
right there.
touching. Yeah.
Wow.
So much tragedy in his life.
You have
man.
no idea what they go through, big dog.
This
you have
guy
no idea.
wakes up. His father passes. His wife and kids leaving. Then he get cancer.
Yeah.
This all happened like relatively close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bad month, dog.
Yeah.
That's a rough one. That's a rough one. I think this is for everybody. It's something for everybody. You know, if you just do good, you never know how it's going to play out. You don't know through your actions of kindness. You don't know that a simple act of kindness that you might perform throughout your day, how that one small act of kindness might affect somebody. Because what's a small act of kindness for you can mean the world to somebody else.
That's right. That's right.
And everybody, you know, that's something for everybody. I mean, I'm grateful to know that I've affected somebody that way, but it's really important for everybody to gain something from that, you know, that your actions can have a profound effect on a person, a really, really profound effect on a person. And you just don't know, man. You just don't know. You don't know, man.
You may not remember it as a famous person, but the person that you encountered and interacted with will always remember that moment. So, you know, try to make it meaningful. And like you say, try to be kind to a person because they'll never forget that. Never.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
Steve.
You know, it's I mean, you know, it's crazy, man. I remember one time I was at Essence. And I was walking through, I went out the back way, and my security guard at the time, and, you know, I won't mention his name, but this big dude was trying to get to me, this really heavy guy, really about 300 pounds. And I kept hearing him go, "Stand down, soldier, stand down." And the dude kept saying, "Hey, man, I just need to see Mr. Harvey for a minute." And I just kept hearing him say, "Stand down, stand." I'd heard this about 3 different times walking. And then we got into this big empty area behind this wall. And it was like the other side of one of those convention halls at Essence, you know, that was empty. And I saw this big dude just running towards us. And he was big, man. He had a white coat. And "Stand down, I told you." He said, "Man, he right there, man. If I could just talk to him for a minute." And I said, hold on, man. Hey, man, let me talk to the brother. What's the matter?" So, you know, a little go-between him and him. And the brother came up to me and said, "Mr. Harvey, I was locked up, man, for about 12 years. I've been listening to you every morning, man." He said, "Man, you made me think about a lot of stuff when I was looked at. You said God ain't create me to be this way." He said, "Man, if you in prison and you can get in a program to better yourself," he said, "So I got in a program, man. I've been out for 3 years. I've been looking for you." He said, "I just want you to know, man, that I started taking up cooking in prison. And when I got out, I went to culinary school." He said, "Man, I'm a head chef at the Hilton right now. Wow. I just wanted to hug you." And the big dude hugged me and he started crying. Well, I'm crying now because
It doesn't take much for you.
I mean, you a man and you crying because of me.
Yes.
I mean, he busted me up. I'm back there. And then when he got through, he turned around and told the security guard, said, "Look, man, you need to watch yourself."
he still forgot about that situation.
Yeah, he wiped his eyes. He said, "Little man, you need to watch yourself."
Wow.
And he went on about his business, man. And that really affected me, man, the rest of that day. And I still think about that story because, how do I know this man is sitting somewhere listening to something I may have said that might have had an effect, and I'm just grateful. I'm really, really grateful, man. I'm not big-headed about it all because I don't even know these things, right? So I'm just like grateful, man, that God uses me as a piece of pipe sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes the pipe be clogged up. I gotta tell y'all, be real about that now. Sometimes my pipe look more like sewage pipe.
It needs a little Drano.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's sewage pipe. Just some bad stuff come through it.
You just
But every now and then, that rotor-rooter, man, clears it out. And God able to do what he do with me.
Amen, brother.
I appreciate that,
All good, bro.
Well, you helped someone. There's living proof. So keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was a great story.
That's the message.
All right, coming up next, guys, from inspirational to fun and ignorance, it's Monday, so you know what that means. Church Complaints with Reverend Motown and Deacon Def Jam.
Oh, Lord.
Right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour in entertainment news, weekend box office report, and Chicago's top prosecutor Kim Foxx has been subpoenaed to appear at a court hearing regarding her handling of the Jussie Smollett attack. We'll talk about it, right after this. But first, it's time for church complaints.
It most definitely.
Yeah. Take your time now.
We are here,
Yes, we are.
bound, gagged, and hostitified.
I didn't know he was gagged, but okay, pal.
We are unbound by his mercy.
Yes, we are.
Gagged in truth. Now, truth of the matter is, but this here, it's time to hear what this congregation, though I must say is an ungrateful congregation, is wanting to complain about today. Go ahead, the leader of complaints.
All right, I'll go ahead then. Pastor, Sister Renee Malvo, her dog Speckles has died. As you know, that was her CNI dog. He has passed away. Speckles has died. Now, Pastor, the problem is she could not find another CNI dog. She now has a CNI goat. But the problem is she is eating Sister Gertrude Williams' hat every Sunday, and Sister Gertrude has a problem with that. So that's the issue that we have going on with the CNI goat.
It's an ignorant.
I don't really have a response for this, Deacon.
I don't blame you, Pastor.
I don't care. Why is Sister Gertrude always over there body goat with the damn hat on in the first, knowing that this goat eat hats?
Right. That's what the goat does. He does eat hats, but I don't know why he seems to be right by the goat. I don't know why that is.
Well, a lot of, just so you know, I've had a lot of people coming in here and is paying money for the upkeep of the goat because they sit behind Sister Gertrude and can't see service because of them hats, and they happy with the goat.
All right.
The goat has served a purpose.
Clap your hands.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
The greatest of all time. Ignorant.
Listen, Joe Biden is asking, he wants to come here and make a statement because he's running for presidency. But he is asking if we could hold a hold and sniff type of ceremony. Hold and sniff, because that's what he does. He wants us to do that.
We're going to stop that right now. He's not going to be able to come to this congregation because Anita Hill's grandmama goes here and has said that if she ever see him, she whooping his ass. So Joe Biden can't come here because Anita Hill's grandmama is a tithe-paying member here.
Let's get him elected. How about that? Let's just get him elected.
All right, well, do you want Biden to come here and make a speech or not?
I just said he can come here, but Anita Hill's grandmama go to church here. Now, what part this you ain't hearing?
Pastor, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
We gonna vote for him anyway. We don't give a damn who run against Trump. That's who we vote for.
All right.
But he can't come down here now because Anita Hill grandmama here.
All right, but let's move along. I didn't even know his grandma. I didn't know she went here.
You don't know nothing. That's why you had these complaints. You don't know that the majority of the church like that goat, but you brought that up.
Okay, listen. The Game of Thrones ministry.
What?
All right, would like to have a conversation with you because they say there's a dragon lady that's in this congregation, Sister Mayola Jenkins, and they don't want to participate until you get Mayola out of the congregation. That's all I'm saying. Mayola Jenkins is in the congregation, and the
why does Mayola have to leave the congregation?
Because the Game of Thrones ministry says she is a dragon-looking lady.
Dragon-looking?
Oh, she's dragon-looking. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now, that's a lot of nerve because Sister Arlene, who is the head of the Game of Thrones ministry, look just like Tyrion.
So the nerve, huh?
So now, at least the dragon lady cute.
Unmitigated gall.
She had that same outfit Tyrion had on last Sunday at the pastor's anniversary with the little hand pin and everything. And then the other sister looked just like the Hound. So who is worried about?
What do you want me to tell Sister Mayola Jenkins?
I don't care what you tell them two ugly ass women.
Pastor!
But what you ain't
But they are
do is
dragon-looking, Pastor, and that's the issue.
We allow ugly people to come to this church. Me and you ain't that attractive.
All right.
Now, I know you don't like admitting that. You has trouble knowing that you a little sideways looking.
Amen.
That's not me, Pastor. That's Tommy. That's not
No,
me.
well, now, Deacon, you look just like Tommy now. Whoa, you put them glasses on down on the tip of your nose. You turn looking at a little man now.
All right, I'm going to move right along. Pastor, I don't know if you've heard, but Kanye West would like to hold service here at our jackpot joint of Jerusalem on Sunday, but he says he not gonna have it unless everybody is wearing Yeezy sneakers. That's on you, Pastor.
Well, them Yeezy sneakers, $2,500.
No, Pastor, they not $2,500.
Well, how much is they then?
They about $450-something, but they not.
Oh, they ain't no problem. He ain't got to come down here then. Why? Tell you what, if he send us the money where everybody can wear Yeezys, we'll put on some Adidases.
Some what?
Adidases. Adidases spelled backwards is Yeezys. I think it is anyway.
No, that's not a wide. No.
All right, look, thank you. We got to go. Coming up at the top of the hour, entertainment news right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
In today's entertainment news, let's start off with the weekend box office report. Jay, Avengers Endgame has rewritten the box office record books. I mean,
Really?
yeah, it was expected.
$1 billion.
Right.
Are you serious?
Yes, it was expected to score the highest grossing opening with 350 million domestic debut and 1.2 billion with a B global premiere.
Yeah, my money
Wow.
in there too. My money in there. It's
Wow.
Hey,
Now-
Steve, at the Archlight Theater, they had it playing in every, I guess you call it an auditorium, except one. And
Really?
it started at 6 in the morning.
What,
Went
say-
to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And it was
No. In Houston,
Yeah.
they were at 4:30 in the morning. There was
Right.
movies. You could go see the movie at 4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning.
What about the people in Hollywood that camped out at the Mann's Chinese Theater and for 3 whole days, and they watched the Avengers series, the entire Avengers series, 3 whole
Yes.
days?
I don't know.
It's
I don't-
big, Steve.
Steve,
It's
it's
huge.
Hear
dog.
what's crazy?
What?
Huh.
You've never,
You want to hear what the craziest part of this story is?
don't tell me you've
You
never
ain't know
seen
nothing
it.
I don't even. Hell no, I ain't never seen no Avenger, and I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I ain't seen a
biggest
line
superhero
no
movie
damn
ever.
where.
The biggest
I-
ever.
You know, I know
It's
my
huge,
warm-up
man.
guy Ruben.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He wore an Avenger suit and an Avenger hat, and then on to the talk show, and then the Saturday, Friday he had on. Thursday he had on the Avenger suit and hat. Friday he had on Spider-Man suit.
Oh yeah. It'll do
They're
that
all
to
in the
grown
movie.
men and women, Steve, walking around in those costumes.
Losing their ever-loving mind
Yes.
over this movie.
That's how serious it is. I'm telling you, people camped out for 3 days in the movie theater
Now, you want to hear something really big, Steve? Check this out.
in
The
Hollywood.
people who read the comic books are sometimes mad at the people who make the movies because they say they're not sticking to the story in the comic book, so you got that war going on.
Right.
Yeah, you got that.
Oh, it's serious business.
You know what I
No,
love?
it ain't no joke, man.
Yeah. Well, Marvel also has the weekend's #2 movie in an incredibly distant second.
What?
Captain Marvel, who also appears in Endgame, jumped from 4th to 2nd with $8.1 million.
You better.
That
Yeah.
movie had already been out.
I know,
Yeah,
but it
when
went
people
back
wanna
up.
catch up, so
Yeah.
they got to catch up the
Yeah.
story.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep. And moving on in other news, Kim Foxx, Chicago's top prosecutor, has been subpoenaed to appear at a court hearing regarding her handling of the Jussie Smollett attack. The state's attorney was hit with the subpoena by a retired appellate judge, Sheila O'Brien, who is seeking the appointment of a special prosecutor to look into how Kim dealt with the super controversial case, according to a report from the Chicago Sun-Times. The retired judge reportedly requested Jussie and Fox produce all original documents in the case to prove that they have not been altered or destroyed.
So Shirley, this
Okay.
is not over.
No.
It's a damn shame that they got this much attention poured to the actions of prosecutors in the Jussie Smollett
This is
case,
over.
when at best, he's charged with lying. Now, when you shoot a black man and you're a police officer, it ain't nowhere near this scrutiny of a trial when one of them get let off. Where's the uproar and unrest from all these politicians, the damn mayor, and all these other people in the government when a human being gets shot and killed by one of your officers, there's no uproar. Then when some little black dude, supposedly you think, tell a damn lie and make y'all look bad, now here y'all come. Man, miss me with this.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm with you.
Period.
Introduce Miss Ann, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Andrew.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you very much. This is Ann Tripp with the news. Jews in San Diego, California remain in mourning today as authorities step up security around houses of worship in the wake of Saturday shootings at a local synagogue where one woman was killed, 3 others were wounded, an 8-year-old girl, including a Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein, who says that he was lucky.
The gun jammed, and in attendance at the synagogue, there was a border patrol off duty, agent, Mr. Jonathan Morales.
And he says Officer Morales and another man tried to tackle the gunman as he left the building. That gunman has since surrendered to police. He's identified as John Ernest. He's a 19-year-old white college student, and Ernest is now under investigation for an arson attack at a California mosque last month. There are reports that he's already admitted to doing it. By the way, Saturday's shooting not only took place on the last day of Passover, but it was also 6 months to the day of the mass synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh, which left 11 people dead. Investigators in Seattle say it's going to take months to figure out why a construction crane fell from a building on Google's new campus on Saturday, crashing into cars below and killing 4 people. Authorities say a few companies are being looked into for the crash. That crane was not being used when it was toppled over. In fact, it was being taken apart by iron workers, 2 of whom died. State investigators have 6 months to complete their probe. Horrible news. Just hours after he was drafted by the Giants, a college football standout named Corey Ballantyne was shot in a murky attack that left his roommate, former teammate, and best friend dead. Officials say the cornerback from Washburn University, which is in Kansas, had just been signed. He was out celebrating with Dwayne Simmons, a friend of his, at an off-campus party. Shots suddenly rang out from where, good knows where. Ballantyne was transported to the hospital in a private car. He will apparently recover from his injuries. His best friend, Dwayne Simmons, was killed, and they're looking for the gunman. Okay, The Young and Restless today. There'll be a special episode dedicated to the late actor Christophe St. John, who played businessman Neil Winters for 28 years. Christophe St. John died of what they now say was an apparent stroke in February. Christophe St. John won 2 Emmys and 10 NAACP Image Awards. And in case you haven't heard, the Avengers Endgame broke box office records this weekend.
Even if there's a small chance, we owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
We will. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
The 3-hour movie earned $350 million domestically, a jaw-dropping $1.2 billion globally. That's billion with a B. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, Carla.
Yeah, Shirley.
Hold my hand.
Okay, what's the matter?
I want to make sure I get through this.
What's wrong?
Sure I get through this story.
Oh, I know what it is.
What is it? What?
Idris Elba got married on Friday.
That's bothering you?
Yes, Carla, hold me. Hold me,
But
Carla.
you married, Shirley.
Both of them.
Hold me. Carla.
They both married. Why are we
But
holding
They're
it?
not the only group of married women that are crying.
Carla,
wait,
you gonna
can
be
I-
all right. You gonna be all right, Carla. Be strong, girl. Be strong. Be strong.
Can I say something to help y'all through this?
What is it,
Idris can't
Steve?
get married.
What
Go
is
ahead,
it?
Okay.
Hear us
and-
talking about
now,
Idris.
Shirley, I ain't trying to be cruel or nothing, but it's just a little something I want to bring to both of y'all's attention.
What is it? What is it?
Okay, now don't be more upset. But he didn't want y'all.
Thank you, Captain
know.
Obvious. Thank
I
you.
know. Let that sink in. I
Carla,
know.
it's all right.
Come on, ladies. It's all right. Idris got married. He didn't want y'all.
He
It's
wasn't-
okay.
He wasn't that into y'all.
Yeah.
I hate every man on this show.
He just spoke. That's all he did.
Okay, and I was talking to Carla anyway.
Yes, you were.
Okay,
Here's a
Carla.
tissue, girl.
Thank you.
This is embarrassing.
Anyway, he got married on Friday in Morocco. you know his fiance was a model. She was beautiful.
Yeah. She probably fine as hell.
Yeah.
Hey, time
Go,
to pull up a
Idris.
picture, dog.
They've been engaged for a year and a few months, and it put our weddings to shame. It was super elaborate.
Wow.
Where's the Florida Evans? Damn.
They even have fire dancers.
Fire dance at a damn wedding.
Man.
Woo! You know that girl was fine.
Okay.
You got fire dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you hire fire
You ain't
dancers, that's
even-
fine.
As
Shirley, I was at your wedding. You ain't even had no candle.
Man, she is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my
Let me
God,
send
look
a
at that.
picture.
As for his new wife, Idris, Carla,
I'm listening.
Idris said the attraction was more than skin deep. He said, she makes me laugh and we share common goals.
Hell yeah.
Coming up next in trending hip-hop news from the Big Apple, Jay-Z. Okay, it's over, right?
Hey, Sabrina.
Jay-Z reopens Webster Hall in New York City. We'll be back right after
she's a 15.
Yes, Shirley, yes.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, so in trending hip-hop news, Jay-Z performed at New York's famed Webster Hall when it reopened this weekend. Backed by a full band, Jay-Z wore a tux and brought out Cameron, Jim Jones, and Nas.
Nice.
Yes, that was real nice.
Nas?
Nas.
Yes.
One of the most moving moments of the night came when Jay-Z diverted from his set list to perform a freestyle, paying tribute to the late Nipsey Hussle, who was, we all know, shot and killed in Los Angeles last month. And Jay spoke about the importance of investing in black neighborhoods. Take a listen.
Okay. Gentrify your own hood before these people do it. Claim eminent domain and have your people moving. That's a small glimpse into what Nipsey was doing. But anybody still confused as to what he was doing. The neighborhood designed to keep us trapped. They redlined it so property declines if you live by blacks. They depress the asset and take the property back. It's a ruthless but a genius plan in fact. So now we fighting over scraps. Crabs in the barrel, but crabs don't belong in the barrel. They ain't never tell us that. So in the barrel, we gon' act like we act. We can easily get out the barrel if we stand on each other's back. Whoever gets on top, as long as they stay attached, they can pull everybody out. I was doing just that. I told neighborhood Nipsey, stay close. To $100 million on your schedule, lay low. Tell your team to be on point in the places that they go. I never dreamed to get killed in the place that he called home.
Woo!
That was freestyle?
Yes, it was.
That was freestyle?
That was freestyle.
That boy's genius.
Yeah, he is the king
That's
of
how
that.
cold.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to do.
And Tommy, let me. What did you say, Jay?
Jay, you can't freestyle.
I can do that. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
You need to go practice. You need to
No. I don't want my raps out there.
Protect them jewels
That
you
gift.
be dropping.
That gift.
Yeah. It's all right. I mean, but
Jay, that was genius. I don't care what you say.
I didn't hear genius.
I heard genius.
And you heard
Jay-Z's
the same
a
thing
genius.
we heard,
I don't care
right,
what
Jay?
you say.
You heard the same thing we heard.
Wait a minute, Jay. Let me hear from Steve. What were you about to say, sir, Mr. Harvey?
I mean, this is what he does. I mean, that's when you see a person that's in his gift. There's no need of you trying to do it because that ain't what you do,
That ain't what you do.
It's not, So clearly, he's doing in his gift. That's just absolute genius. I mean, that's what he does,
This is trending all over social media.
Don't be talking about me because I know I can rap. I can put this rap right up in your lap. And if you don't like what I'm doing, all of you I will slap. I mean, if I can, if you want it. If you want it.
What?
That's your whole rap right
Come
there.
on,
That
Jay.
was it, Jay?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's your genius? That was your genius
We got
moment?
our
That's
own
hot.
genius. That's
I'm not
right.
doing no more. So don't even ask me because I'm not.
He said, I can if you want it.
That was just a glimpse into the genius that is
I
That
can.
was
J.
just
Anthony
a
Brown.
taste of what I do.
Yeah.
But that didn't even rhyme at the end, though.
Okay,
No,
you want
no,
to be
no.
technical. There's always one in the group.
You want to hear it one more time, Jay? Maybe you'll be inspired.
Yeah, let me
No,
see what the young
no,
fella
that's
got.
tough.
Let me
Don't.
hear it.
No, Steve said no. Steve said no.
Don't do that to that.
No, don't make it feel too bad.
No, he's a bad boy.
He can't top it. Jay-Z's a genius at this. He can't top that.
It's what he does.
Well, it actually, I mean, it's actually it's got to come from a place too. I mean, Jay-Z lives the life of what he talks about, So, Jay, what is Jay gonna talk about?
Jay Anthony?
Diabetes.
I tried to make the
spot.
clothes, but I just couldn't sew it. Everybody wants something from me. Don't you know it? They trying to find me to make some pants, but I can't get with it because every time I turn around, I ain't got no zippers in it. I try to put on pants, but I can't They can't stop me. But every time I make a pair, I ain't got no pockets. So you know what I'm saying? My name is J. Anthony Brown. Put it down.
Woo!
That's it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
What I do.
Oh,
That's some of it.
Yeah.
All right. The nephew's up next with the prank
That
phone
was worse
call.
than him.
Coming up right
That's
after
close,
this.
ain't it?
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject, drunk dialing dilemma. That's right, drunk dialing dilemma. But right now, the nephew is here with the prank phone call for today. What you got, Neff?
Bad bugs.
Woo.
Bad bugs.
Makes you itch.
Say it again.
Some of y'all still got them. Some of y'all still got them.
Say it
Bad
again.
bugs. Running cat.
Hello? Hello, I'm trying to speak to Shanice. She's not here right now. Can I take a message? Do you know when she's coming back? Nah, is this a business call or something? No, this is personal. I need to talk to her immediately. Nah, you need to talk to me. This a man. Who is this? This is Brandon. Who are you? I'm Ernest, man, but how do you know Shanice? I got a bit of a situation here, man, and it's basically a financial situation that I'm owed some money from her. So I kind of need to talk to her about getting this money. It's totally disrupted my whole apartment, and I need to actually see about talking to her about getting this whole problem taken care of. What's the situation? I mean, I'm basically right now I'm $2,500 in the arrears due to Shanice, and I need to see if she's gonna be able to pay me for this situation or what. Do my girl owe you money? She owes me $2,500. $2,500 for what? I don't even know who you are, first of all. So what's up with the $2,500? Man, first of all, my name is Brandon. Okay? And I've been knowing Shanice probably for the last 3 or 4 months now. Okay? So here you want to know it all in a nutshell is like this. Shanice been coming through, okay, for the last 3 or 4 months, been coming over here to my spot, to my apartment, hanging out. I'm just now finding out within the last 2 weeks, I had to get rid of my couch. I had to get rid of my mattresses because your mattress because it's bed bugs. Wait a minute, dude. Wait a minute. So you trying to tell me she was in your bed? Yeah, she been in my bed, dude. She been in your bed. Are you crazy? Hey man, come on now, dude. Listen, the problem is not right now. Where she's $2,500. The problem is you talking $2,500. You talking about my girl was in your bed. Now we're not even gonna get into that. You understand what I'm saying? But that $2,500, you can forget about it. No. Hold up. First of all, you calling here, and here a dude answer the phone, and you still got the ask for her, and then go tell me about some $2,500 about some mattress? Dude, I'm out. My mattresses, man, are $1,000. They full of bed bugs. I had to throw that away. Man, nobody worried about no damn mattress, dude. You talking about my girl? We've been together for 4 years. I'm about to pop the question on her, and you want to sit there talking about she been hanging with you or kicking with you for the last 4 months. It's about to be over in a minute. Dude, if you want to marry Shanice, cool. I don't care nothing about that. Hey, don't even worry about that now. But you on my phone talking about some damn mattress, man. That's a problem, dude. I ain't worried about no damn mattress. I'm worried about. I ain't got no mattress right now. You calling my house? You calling mine? Dude, I do not have a mattress right now, nor do I have a couch. Do you understand the problem that brings to me? I don't care nothing about your mattress or couch, dude. I don't care nothing about that. Your name, you say your name Brandon? I'm Brandon, yes. Yeah, Brandon, okay, don't worry about it, Brandon, because you're going to find me real soon. Don't let me find you before you find me, though. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? Dude. No, because you can have them bed bugs and that mattress or whatever. Answer these for all I care. But what I'm saying is, you talking about some bed bugs. Ain't no bed bugs over here. Okay, so what she getting the bed bugs from? She done brought them over here to my place. I don't care nothing about it. She ain't bring nothing over there, first of all. But that ain't even a problem right now. Dude, you calling me over here, man. I ain't had nobody else over here. Don't worry about who you had over there, but you don't call here talking about no money. You ain't getting nothing from here. Okay, first of all, dude, check this out. I don't have a problem with you, okay? Me and you cool. No, we got a problem. We already got a problem. You calling me talking about you been sleeping with my girl. Hey, dog, once I'm going to say it again. Me and you cool, dog. We cool. We not cool. First of all, I'm going to find out who you are. I'm going to handle Shanice myself. I'm going to handle you later. What you talking about? You gonna handle me? I'm gonna handle you later. You want a mattress, right? Hey, dude. You want a mattress, right? Go ahead and marry Shanice. I ain't got nothing to do with that. My problem is getting my money back, man, for the property of mine that she has ruined, man.
Don't worry about that. I'm gonna get you a mattress. Don't worry about that. It's gonna be a casket wrapped around that. No.
Hey, dude, why are you sitting here creating the drama with me when me and you, we ain't even the problem? The problem is Shanice.
The problem is you picked up your phone and you called here. That's the problem. Now you got two problems. You ain't got no couch. You ain't got no mattress. Now you got a dude after you. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what? I see I can't talk to you. When do Shanice get home, man?
Don't worry about when Shanice get home. Okay. What you need to worry about is when I find you.
Okay, so when you going to have my money then when you find me? Because I need my money.
Yeah, I'm going to have your money. I'm going to have your mattress too. Please understand. You're going to be resting real well.
Okay, so let me ask you this here, man. Shanice bring bed bugs over to my house. Leave them all in my mattress. Leave them all on my couch where I got to throw my stuff away. Where I'm wrong at, man? Where I'm wrong?
I'm going to ask you straight up. Did you know she had a man?
Say what?
Did you know she had a man?
But, I mean, kind of, sort of, but not really, though.
Ain't no kind of, sort of, man. Either you know she got a man or she don't got a man. You knew she had a man, right? And you still went and did it, right?
Hey, dog, I ain't got nothing to do with y'all, man. I'm dealing with these bed bugs. You understand what I'm saying?
Dude, do you understand you messing up a 4-year relationship? You know how much time I put in with this woman? 4 years. 4 years we about to get married. And you calling here with this
when y'all supposed to get married?
Don't worry about when we supposed to get married, man. You messed that all up. What I'm trying to explain to you is, dude, you calling here on some bed bug which I know she ain't got nothing to do with, but the fact that you told me that she was over your house, in your bed, that's over. It's over now. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when she get home, I'm going to deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? That's going to get dealt with. I'm walking up out of here. But when I leave here, please believe my next stop is to come find your First of all, how did you get the number to this apartment? That's what I want to know.
Hey, dude, she gave me both numbers, the cell phone number and the house number, and told me, you know, if it's an emergency, call the house.
Okay, and this is an emergency.
Yeah, this is an emergency. I got bad bugs, man.
Learn another emergency number. Learn 911, because when I come knocking on your door, either you come out and you handle it, or you better call the cops. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Hey, man, do you think Tommy will pay for the bed bugs?
Who is Tommy?
I'm just saying, do you think Tommy will pay for the bed bugs?
Man, who the is Tommy?
Tommy, dog. Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Ernest, you just got pranked by your girl, Shanice.
Man. Y'all. Woo.
You all right, man?
Boy, hey. Boy, it was over. It was over. You understand what I'm telling you? It was
over. What y'all think?
There it is.
Yeah, it makes me itch.
There it is.
How I do.
You're the king. What do you want? You're the king.
That's all I want. I just want, but you know what? I need y'all to tell people I'm the king.
The show has 3 kings: kings of comedy, king of prank, king of rap. Right here. I mean, it's amazing.
That's right.
We 3 kings.
King of comedy, king of pranks,
king of
and
rap,
the latest
baby.
edition is the king of rap.
No, not king. Kang. That's different.
Kang? Oh,
Kang.
okay. So you are established.
Yeah, he spits fire. Okay.
Now, how many albums you got?
Whoa, you want to go with that?
9.
Picky.
All right, check it out. The nephew is coming to town. I will be there May 2nd through the 4th, Virginia Beach Comedy Club. So loud. The nephew is coming to town. I think this might be a good time for you to come open. Really. this good. I done sold everything. You ain't got to do nothing.
I don't work in rooms that small.
What?
Pop Ting.
Did he pop ting me?
Yeah, he did. He said his studio audience is big.
Painful. Yeah.
Well, no, it ain't painful to me.
Can I
would
bust
be
a
in
rap
Virginia
for that?
Beach.
Can I bust a rap?
Ass race.
He didn't say it loud. He didn't even sing, but sound like to me that was a pop tang.
The king of rap right there, baby. King of rap. All right, thank you, nephew. Up next, Strawberry Letter. Subject, drunk dialing dilemma. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for the Strawberry Letter, guys. And if you need some advice on your relationships, on dating, on work, on sex, on parenting, and more, please, please, please submit your Strawberry Letter to Steve Harvey FM and click Submit Strawberry Letter. And we could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one today, right?
Let's go. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, the Strawberry Letter.
Subject, drunk dialing dilemma. Dear Steve and Shirley, I have a situation that has become a huge frustration in my life, and I need advice on setting healthy boundaries with a good friend so I don't seem like a prude, which I've been called. I have a good friend who seems to be having a problem with alcohol lately. I don't care what people do in their own homes and on their own time. However, when you include me in your mess by calling me drunk and belligerent and I can't understand what you're saying, then you'll have to hear my mouth when you're sober up. I have a friend that loves to indulge in alcohol, and she always goes overboard when we're out or when she's drinking at home. I've asked her to please stop calling me when she's inebriated, and I don't think that's too much to ask. We are in our late 40s, and it's time out for this behavior. Consume as much alcohol as you wish, but don't call me and expect me to talk to your drunk behind when I can barely understand what you're saying. Nothing you're saying makes sense, and you get mad at me when I tell you so. The phone calls still continue, and I've told her that she needs help. When she's sober, she's a great friend and person, so I want to salvage the relationship. Lately, I've been ignoring her calls when I think she may be drunk, but then I end up frustrated and worried about her. She calls other friends too, and they don't seem to mind. Do you think that I am overreacting to the situation and I am in fact a prude? Or should I just ignore her calls altogether and let the friendship die? Please help. Okay, I think you're absolutely right in how you're feeling. I think you're perfectly within your rights to feel this way about your drunk friend. There's nothing prudish about you. I mean, who wants to put up with this? This is foolishness. Who does this? I mean, I think your friend, you're right. Your friend needs help. She needs it right now, today, because she does not know how to control her alcohol. And she's holding you hostage as her friend by calling you and talking to you drunk and getting on your nerves and frustrating you. So, yeah, she needs help. This is a bad situation. You're right. You're in your late 40s. It is time out for this behavior. As a friend, perhaps you can tell her about AA or take her to Al-Anon or suggest Al-Anon to her. Or seriously, stop taking her calls when she's like that. If you pick up the phone and you hear her drunk, hang up. Tell her you don't have time for this. You have to go on with your life. This is crazy. If you want to be a true friend, you can do some of those things I suggested. I don't think you should necessarily let the friendship go if you think she's a great person when she's not drunk. But she clearly needs help. And as her friend, maybe you can lead her down that path. Steve?
Wow. The name of this is a drunk dialing dilemma, which is saying that this woman has a problem. She's got a good friend that she wants to deal with, but she don't want to be considered a prude. She seems to be having a problem with alcohol lately. Well, let me clear you up on something. Don't nobody seem to be having a problem with alcohol. They have a problem with alcohol. This you don't even have to, don't try to soften it. She got a problem with alcohol. Now, you try to be nice. You say you don't care what people do in their own homes and on their own time. But when you include me in your mess by calling me drunk and belligerent, see, I don't mind drunk people. I really don't.
You don't?
I'm okay with drunk people. I don't like talking to them. But if they drunk, it's belligerent. Mm-hmm. Now, you're an angry ass drunk.
Right.
See, and drunk people don't, when they belligerent, it just sounds they the same as being drunk. They just make attitude statements.
Like?
You don't, I don't want to be standing on your foot. What?
What?
The hell you mean you don't want to be standing on my foot? Get your drunk ass off my foot. Get your foot from under my foot. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, man. You see, belligerent, when you drunk, makes other statements you make the people you talking to, you make them think there's something wrong with them. Stop smiling at me. What? That's when you drunk and belligerent. That's the anger in belligerent. We'll get into that a little bit more. Now, you got a friend that loves to indulge in alcohol, and she go overboard when we out and when she's drinking at home. You've asked her to please stop calling you when she's inebriated. I don't see you are approved because she ain't inebriated, she drunk. Stop using big ass words in real small ass situation. She just drunk. Now, I don't think that's too much to ask. Here's your other problem. We are in our late 40s.
Yes.
Now, drunk people in their 40s is hard to talk to. And you know why? Why? Because they have 40 years of mess to draw on to bring up. You remember when we was kids? And you didn't let me
They go way back then.
pull your wagon?
Wow.
Kids don't even have wagons anymore. So when young people hear 40-year-old people arguing, they just as confused. What wagon is Aunt Ellie talking about? Wagon? Is she fell off the wagon? No, her wagon. Who has a wagon? You see, and it's very confusing. So when drunk people consume alcohol and they're older, they have a lot. And so now you're faced with a lot of problems. So when we come back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a list of things that drunk people say that they claim is your fault, but it's really their fault. This is the problem when you're drunk and belligerent. It'd be different if you was drunk and happy. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I on your foot? Oh, I keep stepping on people's feet. See, that's different. But the belligerent person, stop putting your foot under my foot for tomorrow, today.
All right, listen, we'll have part 2 of Steve's response coming up to today's Strawberry Letter subject, drunk dialing dilemma. We'll get back into it when we come back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Bolden, the new movie opening on May 3rd, is a musical drama about Buddy Bolden, the man who invented America's greatest art form, jazz. From his roots in early 1900s in New Orleans, Bolden's music became the inspiration to generations of great musicians. From Louis Armstrong to Aretha Franklin, Elvis Presley to the Rolling Stones, Bob Marley to Jay-Z. Starring Gary Carr, Bolden is a film by Dan Pritzker. Music by Wynton Marsalis. Soundtrack available on Blue Engine Records. This movie is rated R, in theaters Friday.
All right, Steve, let's recap today's Strawberry Letter subject, drunk dialing dilemma.
This lady's tired of her drunk ass 40-some-year-old friend calling her. She just tired of her ass, and she really wants to find a way to deal with this situation. That's all this letter's about.
Yeah.
She got a drunk 40-some-year-old friend, and she tired of her. And she want to know how she can talk to her and get her to either stop drinking or quit calling her, or should she stop just answering the phone and let the friendship die? First of all, let me help you with something. This is not a friendship. Why do you keep calling it a friendship when she brings nothing to the table that helps you? All she do is aggravate you because she drunk. So now let's do a series of things that drunk people say that do not make sense, but because she's belligerent, it's really your fault too. Okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Let's go.
Yes, I drank the last of the Kool-Aid. Who left it in there? If it wasn't in there, I wouldn't for drinking.
What? Drunkie?
Now, ask me anything, Shirley, and I'll answer it as a belligerent drunk person.
Have you seen my shoes? When I came home, I took them off right at the door. Where are
Hell yeah, I saw your shoes at the door. That's why I put them outside.
they? What?
They was at the door. They must have wanted out.
Are we watching Game of Thrones this week or what? Together?
I don't use the bathroom like that.
What?
The throne. The throne.
Anybody. These are drunk people responses who are belligerent.
Come on, Jay.
Anybody. Just any question. Carla, Junior.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one.
Hey, belligerent.
Uh-huh.
Why is you mad at my brother?
Cause he your brother.
Oh, that makes sense.
What? You don't know that? You don't know who your brother is?
Hey.
See, you stupid.
Hey, are you drunk?
No. Is your eyes big?
No.
Yeah, my eyes are big.
Well, then I'm drunk then.
Because you sure sound like it.
Don't you worry about the sound for me.
Hey, would you like a cup of coffee? I think you need
Oh,
some
no
coffee.
damn coffee. You'll kill my high. Think I drink all this liquor for? Ain't got no room in me for no coffee.
You know what?
I can't. Ain't no room in for me for coffee.
Infamy.
Okay.
Infamy.
Infamil.
Why you don't love me?
Oh.
I do love, did you? I do love, did you?
Don't start crying. You know, sometimes
when they get.
If you'd have had loved me back, I would have loved it you too. But I stopped because of that.
Because of what?
Black bastard.
He's an angry drunk.
I'm belligerent.
Belligerent, yeah.
Next question.
Where's your husband?
Husband?
Why don't you call him when you're drunk? Why do you keep calling me all the time?
Because he is in there sleep.
He didn't got tired.
Yes.
He
didn't got tired.
I wore his ass out.
Yeah.
And he just went to sleep.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
And I'd be in there sleep too, but he won't unlock the door.
Don't you have to go to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about to work.
Aren't you the boss?
The boss.
Yeah, aren't you the boss at work?
Anybody gonna make me no boss.
Ain't nobody gonna make me
I'm the boss of me.
Oh, okay.
Well, how many people do you call when you belligerent at night? When you
I call everybody into my phone list.
Whoa.
And as soon as you answer, I'll be mad as hell because it took you so long.
Belligerent.
Man.
Yeah, you really are an angry drunk.
I'm not angry for Shirley.
For Shirley. I like that.
I'm not angry.
Okay. Do you get sleepy at all? Does drinking make you go to sleep or anything? I mean, after you've called all these people?
Sometimes I get sleepy.
It's like drunk.
Sometimes I get
Sometimes I get.
And I be scratching, itching when I be sleeping. I'm sleeping now, but then where you got my bed?
No.
Yo, what?
No.
My bed. You can't hear?
I don't have your beds. Mm-mm.
Damn, you short and can't hear.
What? Talking to you. What's your drink of choice? Are you a brown liquor?
What you got with alcohol in it?
Yeah.
I like liquor. I like I like mixed drink. I like reefer with it.
Wow.
With a tequila and tequila Hennessy.
Moonshine?
Oh, I don't. Moonshine tastes not too good. Moonshine, but I have this white friend of mine. He comes over. He have it in his trailer. I go by there sometime, and we be getting towed out.
He has it in his trailer.
He has it in his tray. You think moonshine come from? What is wrong with you, your bullshit ass? Who you think is making moonshine? They ain't making it down at the store. Moonshine is illegal. Jesus.
Okay.
Can't even tell no jokes around here.
Oh, yes, you can.
Now you just want to be politically correct and then mess up the jokes just like Seinfeld said.
Thank you. You can email us or Instagram us your thoughts on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM. I know.
I'm closing my Instagram account.
Or you can check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Coming up in 10 minutes, Frankie Beverly says Beyonce's cover of Before I Let Go is one of the high points of his life. We'll talk about it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Frankie Beverly was really happy when Beyonce did a rendition of Before I Let Go on her new live album. Frankie, who wrote the song. Yeah, and it sounds good, too. Yeah.
What else you gonna say?
He told Billboard magazine that she has done so much.
All of that.
Yeah, he said, this is one of the high points in my life. Frankie went on to say he is friends with Beyonce. And a few weeks before her Netflix documentary Homecoming aired, she called him and played Frankie the song. Frankie also said, I was blown away, and it's a blessing. Like you say, Jay. He says, other people have done my song. Yeah. Other people have done my song, says Frankie, but the way she did it is in a class of its own, and she had done something that has affected my life. Beyonce's song has become a hit, leading to the hashtag Before I Let Go challenge, where fans upload videos to social media of themselves dancing to the track. I love it.
I'll do too.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that beats that Joy and Pain. Them ugly dudes doing that damn song. Huh?
Have you seen it? Have you guys seen it?
Oh, yeah, the challenge. Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I'm going to do it.
I've seen it.
I'm going to do it.
You going to do it, Jay?
I want to do it too.
Yeah. And Frankie Beverly is going to be at Essence this
At Essence.
Yeah.
But you should have never
Before I
left.
let
Nobody
go.
asked me.
Yeah, Steve. And we're going to play it for you right now.
Wow.
Now, the end is the social media challenge. That's the challenge part of it. So that's the part where everybody's doing the dance too. That's the part that's, that's the part that's real fire.
Can I
where
just
she's
say
calling
something?
out the different dances and everything.
All well and good. We love you, Beyonce, smooches, all of that. But listen, the big story, let's get to it. The big story last night. Come on, Steve. Game of Thrones, baby.
Wait, I ain't seen it yet. Don't do this to me.
A spoiler. We're not going to give you a spoiler alert, but you should have watched it, dude.
I ain't seen it yet either.
I watched the game, and then I
game.
went to bed.
Well, you should have been watching the Game of the Thrones. Okay.
Let me tell you something, Hal. Gather around the mics, all of you, the Thronians.
Yes.
I'm a Thronian.
Yes,
to be more careful today.
Yes.
Come on, you
There was an episode last night to end all episodes. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it in that one, but I'll tell you that.
Come on, your Grace.
That little heifer, Aria.
No, she
I
didn't.
dare say.
What'd she do?
Don't you dare ever confront that little heifer. Kill everybody.
What did she
Death.
do? What did she do?
Oh, death to you all.
Okay, I'm watching it. I'm watching it this morning. As soon as we get off.
Was swinging. Boy, this little girl.
They were giving her mad love on the gram. They said she's the dopest MF in TV.
Okay. That didn't even sound right coming
But
from you.
What did you just say, Shirley?
That's what they said.
She said the dopest MF.
I'm reading.
I've never heard MF with all of its syllables.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Jay, say it.
The coldest mother ever.
Yeah. You beat it
Can
out.
I say it? Can I say it now? Can I say it?
Yeah, come on, Tom. You say it.
The coldest ever.
On TV. That's what they said.
Man.
Junior, say it. Say it, Junior.
Man, Aria is the coldest
Okay, can I get one?
Come on.
Get one.
This here.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
All that will be redacted, right?
This
All of that.
Just like the
Here.
Mueller report, Jay.
Is what up?
This here.
I can't believe this.
She's the MVP, baby. She's
Of TV. That's what they say. Yeah.
Oh,
All right, I'm watching it today. I'm watching all
MVP.
Yeah.
Soon we get off right now, I'm watching
Yeah,
this.
man, because it's on HBO Demand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
Right
watch
now.
it anytime.
And Steve,
anytime you want.
What's your?
it's only 3 more episodes left. And
Boy,
that is
television
the
has
end
changed. Now
of
you
Game
can
of
see
Thrones.
That's
whatever you want
it.
whenever
That is
you
the
want.
end.
When them White Walkers come up in there, boy, let me tell y'all.
Tommy, at the end of episode 2, right, they came from the edge of the forest.
And Jay has no idea what we are
White
talking
I
about.
have no
Walkers.
idea.
All right, listen, coming up at the top of the hour in trending news, Kim Kardashian holds CBD-themed baby shower. Okay, we'll talk about that right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Hey, Tommy, you have some exciting news for us, right?
I do. I got to give a big shout out to my son, Jordan Miles.
What did he do?
Did his first triathlon. He's 7 years old. Did his first triathlon. Oh, my God.
Listen to Proud Papa.
I'm a proud papa up in here. That
really
is,
good.
you start off with the swim, you swim, and then you after that you ride your bike, and then after you ride your bike, you run. And let me tell you something. My boy was getting it. You hear me?
Yes.
I'm talking about 3,000 kids on their bicycles. My boy was getting it up in there.
Aw, I love that.
And but here's the trip part. The transition part is when you leave when you leave swimming, you go to a certain area which is called the transition area, and you get on your bike. Parents are not allowed in the transition area.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
the kid has to put his sneakers on, get his helmet on, and then get on the bike, and then move on and start rolling on your bicycle. And then when you get through with the bike, you come back to the transition area, and then you get ready to run another I think a half a mile. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I'm trying to find him.
Yeah.
Here's the trip part. When he transitions from the bike to the running, now I'm trying to get his picture, but this lady tells me, hey, you need to get your butt to the finish line because you're going to miss the finish line picture. I say, well, how far is that? She say, that's a half a mile from here. So now I'm running to get to the finish line.
Right,
Oh, I thought she thought you was one of the kids.
Yeah,
My
I
bad.
was
I
about
didn't follow.
to say that.
I wasn't following the damn story. My bad. Go
You
ahead,
cannot
Tommy.
set yourself up.
Man, shut up.
Get your
with you,
butt
but
to the
you
finish
can't.
line. They thought Tom was one of the kids. Go ahead, Tom. I'm
Man,
sorry.
I got to the finish line. I got there I got to about 45 seconds before he got there, and I was able to record my son coming in to the finish line. But big ups to my boy,
That's good,
Jordan
man.
Miles. First try out the line. He doing it big.
That's really good, Tommy.
Oh, my God.
You're a good dad.
That's good,
I always
man.
say that about you. You're a good dad.
Beat your son
that's
by
my
45
boy.
seconds, man.
All right, well, speaking of kids, Kim Kardashian went zen for her weekend baby shower. She treated her guests to meditation, a sound bath, and some CBD. Yeah.
Marijuana, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's weed. Ain't that weed?
Well, listen, Kim, who's...
I know weed when I hear weed. But CBD is weed.
She's expecting her fourth child via surrogate. She told guests, so because I'm freaking out and the baby is coming in like 2 weeks, I thought, what better way to celebrate than to have a little CBD? For those not in the know, CBD is a cannabis derivative that promotes feelings of calm and relaxation.
It brings you up, makes you feel good, real good.
Guests included Chrissy Teigen, Paris Hilton. They got to make their own CBD-infused body oils and bath salts. They also went home with blue Yeezy slides. Love that. Love that.
Blue Yeezy slides.
Mm-hmm. Slides. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
okay.
In the little gift bags. I like that. Mm-hmm.
So what'd you say, Jay? What?
What? It's does it have something to do with marijuana? I think.
It's a derivative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay.
Why do we say derivative?
It's without the
weed or not
THC.
weed?
Yeah, without that part.
Oh, it's without
One
that
gets you
too.
up, one keeps you mellow. So I heard.
This one keeps you mellow. So you've
That's what
heard.
somebody told you. That's what somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody.
I mean, is these brownies or what are they? I mean,
You can
'cause
put
I
it in
heard about
anything.
Oils.
Oh, yeah. But,
Oil.
Yeah.
You can taste it.
CBD
you can rub it on
infused
your
body
body,
oils and bath
put
salts.
it in cakes.
Well,
put it on popcorn.
So it's like olive oil. You just rub it on.
okay, y'all.
Put it on fish.
Yeah, you're talking about
Put
two
it on
different things.
Ice cream.
Okay, well, come on.
What Jay is talking about is making marijuana brownies, sodas,
edibles.
cakes, pie, edibles. CBD oils don't have the THC in it, which gets you high. And they
That's
can
what's in
have
the
different blends. You can have CBD oils for relaxation, stuff like that.
Well, that's what she had, which is what I said in the story. They
I'm
took
just,
it
you know what,
someplace
man?
else.
Get relaxed.
I'm really being a little impressed by Kim Kardashian, man. I mean, look, when she freed that
taking a
woman
step up.
out of prison,
Oh,
she really is.
absolutely.
I mean, she's doing so, and she's talking about becoming
Love
a
her.
lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's
prison
studying for it
reform.
now. She's
Yeah.
studying
Yeah.
for it.
Doing all that.
Yeah, she's studying for it right now.
That's good, though.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, she's doing a lot. She really is. She's changing her life, reinventing herself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in other entertainment news, last week a judge entered a default judgment against R. Kelly after he failed to respond to sexual assault charges. Now we're hearing his excuses. Heather Williams claimed that that R. Kelly raped her when she was 16 years old, and years later she decided to file a civil suit. Kelly was served legal paperwork while incarcerated on a child support case earlier this month. His lawyer said that he was too overwhelmed to understand what the paperwork meant at the time he was served. The legal team also points out that Kelly has a learning disability that adversely affects his ability to read, making him functionally illiterate.
Who said that?
Yeah, but we knew that.
Whoa,
Huh?
whoa. Okay, who said that?
Who said that
His
about his
lawyers.
learning disability?
Yeah.
His
lawyers.
legal team. His legal team.
Okay, so that's
So when he was served these papers, he was incarcerated, and he was overwhelmed. He was too overwhelmed, they're saying. He didn't understand what it meant at the
that
time.
he was supposed to be there.
Yeah, he didn't understand. So that's what they're saying. He has a learning disability.
He didn't
so
understand.
that's why he didn't show up.
He didn't get it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to say you
I
got
mean,
learning
I-
disability.
is-
17 versions of Get Out the Closet. I mean,
Huh?
that don't make sense to me, but
He's a
okay.
genius in other ways, you know.
I think he understands.
Well, his
I know
legal
he
team
peed on
said-
himself when he heard this. I know he peed on himself.
I bet he was.
I hate you guys.
Now I know a peeing moment. I know he peed on himself when he heard this. Yeah, I know he did. You ain't gonna get mad at me about this.
Wait a minute, prison talk.
I've
TT, Tommy.
I'm sorry. I know he for Carla. I know he TT'd on himself.
Don't put my name nowhere around
this foolishness.
Yeah, I'm out of that one. My damn.
I don't want to do it.
You didn't see a
Jay
clear moment.
and Tommy.
Yeah. My name is none
King
of
of rap, king of rap. There you go.
King of rap. Hey, King of rap.
What do you need, King of pranks?
Hey, King of rap. Did he pee on himself when you heard this?
T. I'm sorry, radio. He made water.
Hey, that's a Morgan Freeman reference in Driving Miss Daisy. I resent that. All right, coming up, more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. We'll be back at 20 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Junior's here with the NBA playoff updates. What you got, Junior?
Oh, man. It was everybody. Jay,
It got good now, baby.
It's
Now
serious.
Now, boy.
It is serious, man.
Now I'm on top of it. Come on.
All right, you know that Denver beat San Antonio 90-86, and now they will take on Portland tonight.
Yeah.
But over the weekend, my gosh.
Yeah. Here's the one y'all want to talk about. Come on.
Philly versus Toronto.
We don't talk about it. We don't.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we won't get to that one yet, but Philly lost to Toronto 108-95. Did that change your pick for that series, huh?
No, I still want Philly to win, even though Kawhi is mold and they can handle. They got nobody.
They
can
got
check
nobody.
Nobody.
All that other boy, that point guard, Lillard. He cold, man.
Dog,
What about that tall white guy?
Lillard plays for Portland, Tommy. You know, hey, man, why don't you look, man?
And then that Greek boy,
Tommy, we're talking about this one series.
We
just talking about Philly
What
and
about the
Toronto.
black man with
got
his hair shaved off on both sides? What about him?
Hey, Junior, go ahead, man.
All right.
Don't get mad.
Now,
No,
this
these-
was the surprise game right here. I didn't expect it to go like this, but Boston beat the brakes off Milwaukee 112-90.
That's that
Oh,
Greek.
man.
You know who was good in that game? The black guy with all the tattoos. I can't think of his name.
I was fully expecting Milwaukee
don't
to
want the
play
king
better,
rapping, the king
but
pranks and talk. Oh,
but
okay.
I
That's
thought
good.
that, Boston has come around, man, and starting to become the team everybody thought they would be at the beginning of the season at the right time of the year, too. They're peaking.
They peaking right now. That's a good time. Playoff time, good time. This second round is serious.
Yeah,
Now,
How
hit 'em.
LeBron doing? How LeBron doing?
Yeah,
He probably doing great. He rich.
yeah.
He fine.
He's doing about good as Houston doing right now. So go ahead.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
Well, you saw it
cold.
last night. Yeah, we lost. Yeah, we lost 100-104 to Golden State. Yeah, we lost last night. But we can't
But
beat
there's
Golden State.
potential, though,
We
Junior.
can't
There's
beat
potential.
Golden State and the refs. We can't play them both.
No,
No, you
Junior.
can't.
Well, it wasn't
No,
the ref
y'all
that
can
shot that
stop
three.
that.
I'm not.
James Harden has got to play better in the playoffs.
Whoa. You didn't see the refs in this game, man. For real? Are you
James
serious?
Harden has to play better because it shouldn't even have been a 4-point game. But James Harden is not having his usual shooting percentage and shooting abilities right now. And until he becomes a playoff basketball player, y'all going to be in trouble because Chris Paul is everything he was ever written to be. And James Harden
So
going to have
you
to step
saying
up, man. I
Harden
hate
is
to tell
not a
you.
playoff basketball player? Are you saying that?
Dog, he's folded every year in the playoffs. He's not showed up every year in the playoffs.
Would that be the guy?
So the
with
last
beard?
series he played, he didn't show up?
The playoffs,
yeah.
dog, when they start counting,
We need the
it's
second round.
counting
I understand
now.
what he's saying.
First round ain't nothing.
Yeah. We expected to go through the first round.
I think the beard is holding him back.
I think James Harden is an MVP caliber player. But he's going to have to bring that MVP caliber player to the playoffs.
It just
Or
can't be for
else
the 82
Houston
games.
is going home.
Yeah.
And Chris
Maybe
Paul
Beard
kept
be
him
like
in there, man.
He did, but I tell you what, I'm not going to be able to play the refs and Golden State. I'm sticking to that.
Y'all going to
I'm
be
with
crying
you on
about
the
these
refs,
damn refs, man.
Well, where I'm
I'm
supposed
with
to
you on
land
the
at?
refs, man.
Where I'm supposed to land at? I shoot, I come down, you under me, they don't call no foul.
You know what, Steve? You changed, dog.
I changed because LeBron changed. When he went from Cleveland to L.A., I changed.
This ain't got nothing to do with LeBron.
Now
right.
I'm a basketball critic.
We have to go. We will be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after
If
this.
Harden don't pick it up, we won't be back with Houston.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
In today's entertainment news, let's start off with the weekend box office report. Jay, Avengers Endgame has rewritten the box office record books. I mean,
Really?
yeah, it was expected.
$1 billion.
Right.
Are you serious?
Yes, it was expected to score the highest grossing opening with $350 million domestic debut and $1.2 billion with a B global premiere.
Yeah, my money in there too. My money in there.
Wow. Hey, now, Steve, at the Archlight Theater, they had it playing in every, I guess you call it an auditorium, except one.
Really?
And it started at 6 in the morning and went to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And it was
No. In Houston,
they
were at 4:30 in the morning. There was movies. You could go see the movie at 4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning.
what about the people in Hollywood that camped out at the Mann's Chinese Theater and for 3 whole days, and they watched the Avengers series, the entire Avengers series? 3 whole days.
I don't know.
It's big, Steve. It's huge.
Hear what's crazy?
What?
Huh.
You want to hear what the craziest part of this story is?
Don't tell me you've
You
never
ain't know
seen
nothing
it.
I don't even know. Hell no, I ain't never seen no Avenger, and I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I ain't seen a line no damn where.
The biggest ever.
You know, I know
It's
my
huge,
warm-up
man.
guy, Ruben.
Yeah.
He wore an Avenger suit and an Avenger hat. And then on to the talk show, and then the Saturday, Friday he had on, Thursday he had on the Avenger suit and hat. Friday he had on Spider-Man suit.
Oh, yeah. It'll do
They're all
that to
in the
grown
movie.
men and women, Steve, walking around in those costumes.
Losing their ever-loving mind
Yes.
over this movie.
That's how serious it is. I'm telling you, people camped out for 3 days in the movie theater.
Now, you want to hear something really big, Steve? Check this out.
In
The
Hollywood.
people who read the comic books are sometimes mad at the people who make the movies because they say they're not sticking to the story in the comic book, so you got that war going on.
Right.
Yeah, you got that.
Oh, it's serious business.
You know what I love?
It ain't no joke, man.
Yeah. Well, Marvel also has a weekend #2 movie in an incredibly distant second.
What?
Captain Marvel, who also appears in Endgame, jumped from 4th to 2nd with $8.1 million.
You better.
That movie had already been out.
I know,
Yeah,
but it
when
went
people
back
wanna
up.
catch up, so
Yeah.
they got to catch up the
Yeah.
story.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And moving on in other news, Kim Foxx, Chicago's top prosecutor, has been subpoenaed to appear at a court hearing regarding her handling of the Jussie Smollett attack. The state's attorney was hit with the subpoena by a retired appellate judge, Sheila O'Brien, who is seeking the appointment of a special prosecutor to look into how Kim dealt with the super controversial case, according to a report from the Chicago Sun-Times. The retired judge reportedly requested Jussie and Fox produce all original documents in the case to prove that they have not been altered or destroyed.
So Shirley, this
Okay.
is not over?
No.
It's a damn shame that they got this much attention poured to the actions of prosecutors in the Jussie Smollett
This is
case,
over.
when at best, he's charged with lying.
All right, coming up next, our last break of the day, and Steve will have some closing remarks. All that's coming up at 49 after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, here we are, last break of the day. Time for you to get us some closing remarks like you always do. Let's go.
Hey, you know something that I've been learning? I do this morning meditation every morning now, and I've really been kind of loyal to it, you know, for the past month, and it's really, really helped me out. Somebody sent this to me today. I was talking to a businessman this morning about a business opportunity I was looking at, and I was just going over, he's a spiritual guy, and I was going over with him my dreams and aspirations, and he sort of asked me what I was thinking about, and when I told him, come to find out, man, he was on the same page, and he sent me a scripture, and he said, I want you to read every morning, because I told him I have this morning meditation, and I told him that I read it every morning. I have a list of things that are, first of all, I read a list of things that I thank God for every morning, which is a list about between 45 and 50 things that I thank him for, something like that. And then I have a list of about the same number of things that I'm asking him for. And I read these two lists every single morning after I do my meditation and read my daily verses and my inspirational messages and stuff. I just try to stay focused. You know, in the world I'm in, as well as the world you in, you know, I need as much help as I can get. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I need all the I need all the inspiration. I need all the confidence. I need the assuredness that having a relationship with God provides, man. I'm just going to be real with you. And so he told me to read this verse every morning, Psalms 5 and 3. You know, if you get a chance, read it, you know. And it talks about talking to God. And what, in essence, I'm going to paraphrase the scripture. In essence, it was what you're asking God to do is to hear you when you cry out for help every day as you pray. And you're asking God, in essence, to hear your voice in the morning that I pray to you. And then the things that you ask God for in the morning, you let him know that you'll be waiting expectantly to hear from him about all these things. And it's just a great way to start your day. But the part that really caught my attention was after I thank God for all this stuff on this list, and then I asked God for this stuff, the part that I think I was missing was each and every day. I believe it's going to happen, but every day I'm supposed to wait expectantly in anticipation of what I've asked for to happen. Now, it doesn't mean everything's going to happen that day, but it does mean that the process of all these things occurring is well underway. And if you behave that way, if you act that way, if you put out that way, those are the things that return to you. And that's one of the very, very important things that I got from this guy when he sent me this scripture. You can read it for yourself. It's Psalms 5 and 3. And it is very, very helpful. And I use the New Living version of it so I can understand it better than the King James version. Because I read both and I just understand it better when I go to the new translation of it. And I just try to encourage people, man, to form a relationship with God because, like, it's really cool. And, you know, it's something we all should do. We were all created in his image. God made every last one of us. And, you know, we're all children of his, no matter what color, no matter what faith you belong to. And in that regard, I mean, you know, he just wants to hear from us. He really does. He just wants to know that we want to share a relationship with him. And so I found the more you do that, man, the more confidence you'll have, the more calmness can come your way, and you stop worrying about stuff. Because a lot of times, man, if you look off into your day, as your day unfolds in front of you, you're going to see a lot of choice points along the way. You're going to have a lot of points along the way where you have to make choices, you know. And all these possibilities, all these choices, they can be confusing at times. And in this confusion, you need to get focused back and turn all this confusion and all these worries and troubles and turn them over to him. Because really, man, life gets really troublesome at times for all of us. And it's just times, man, where you can't cope with everything that's happening to you because it always seems like either nothing's happening at all or everything's happening at once. And both of them situations is bad. I mean, if you sitting up there and ain't nothing happening at all, you need some help, man. And then when everything happens all at once, you need some help, man. So either way you look at this thing, you're going to need some help from God. You really, really are. And so the best way to do it, man, is just have a constant communication with him. Just talk to him more today. And the cool thing about it is you could be just like me and have a relationship with him. You don't have to be perfect. You really don't. And I got news for you. Ain't nobody perfect, no way. You can quit listening to them people talking about how they walking on that little white line and they don't ever get off, because they do. They get off all the time. Just have a relationship with God, okay? Do that. It'll help you out. Those are my closing remarks.
All right, huh?
All right, drop it.
It's dropped.
Drop.
Like when you find your life is hard, just gonna have a talk with God.
Amen.
Guess what, y'all?
What's that up?
Have a great weekend.
Man, I am.
Be positive.
Pat out.
That's my blood type. For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.